Welcome to this episode. I'm Grace. I'm a coach from the Comeback Club, and as we've been doing previously, we are sharing James's story today to help bring awareness and support to anyone else going through something similar, or you yourself who's watching. So James, last time we were looking at very much sort of the story so far and a build up of all of these experiences that happened sort of up until January 2017-ish. And you touched on how, you didn't really think anything was wrong. So what came after this? What was next?
Yeah, great to be back. Thanks for watching again. So it's interesting because I kind of go back. It was then June 2017. Then I forget again. A major actually thing happened in May of that year. So it all sounds very jet set and exciting. I met someone, a new partner, back in kind of April 2017, and we agreed that we were going to go on this weekend away to Copenhagen. And so he's based in the Netherlands and I'm in London. So we were like, oh, let's find somewhere fun to meet. So we arrived and it was great, and we were having this kind of weekend. And on the last day that we were in Copenhagen, there was a tower that you could climb up. And I remember not feeling amazing, but getting a fizzy drink or something. I just felt maybe a bit low blood sugar or something. And anyway, it was just like, oh, I'm fine. Let's just go. And so we went up and we started climbing this clock tower. It's like the highest building in Copenhagen. And, every floor it got harder and harder and higher and higher. And I was definitely feeling a bit not great, but thought, look, we're here and I've done this kind of stuff before, it's fine, keep going. And we get to this top, and it's one of those buildings that's got steps right up to the peak, and looking out over the city, I'm feeling quite dizzy. I'm just like, oh gosh, a bit of vertigo. And I come back down, and we'd planned to have this dinner at some sushi place or something, but I just sat there. I really just need some time. And I remember the last few hours thinking, oh, this is a bit of a rubbish way to end this fab weekend. And I remember, just really, I couldn't eat, there was something. And again, the breathlessness kind of was quite bad. And I remember then, I flew home, we flew home respectively. And I remember speaking actually to my mum, a day later, being like, I think I've got vertigo. I'm still really not feeling great. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. And again, a few days later, dismissed it. So fine. And then in June, I think the 17th of June, flew out to the Netherlands for a friend's wedding, and everything was fine. And we didn't have a crazy night. It was and it was nice weather. And in the morning after the wedding, we woke up, it's fine. And then the following day, we decided to go to a theme park. I absolutely love theme parks and the adrenaline and the rush and the speed and all of this. And I excited to go. And so we turn up and we get into the park. And it was one of those days, this sounds stupid, we went on this this small ride where I ended up having these sunglasses on my head. And as the ride came off, my glasses fell onto the track. And you're just like, oh God, what? And then I think we tried to get the glasses back, and we managed to, but they were a bit scratched, whatever. It was okay, fine. So that was the first ride of the day. And then we were right, we want to go on some proper G-force, upside down, everything. That's the but on the way there, we're like, oh, let's go on the log flume. So we're sitting in the log flume and we're ticking up as it ticks up. And I remember I've got this amazing photo of us, I'm going to say before the moment. It was just this, okay, we're enjoying it. And we're double the age of most people on this quite tame ride. And we go up, and then we go down, and we didn't get really wet, and it was fine and whatever. And then we get out of this log flume, and I remember just getting up, and then as we're walking out, there were some steps, and I ran up a couple of steps. The problem was that we were going to be in the place where then the log flume comes down and splashes you. And so as I got almost to the top of the steps, and again, it happened all so quickly. There was a couple of meters, I think I just ran, and maybe I just ran too quickly on the back of this water being splashed. And then I just felt my legs going. And I remember like trying to grab hold of the side. And then I guess the next thing I know, like I'm really struggling. I'm on the floor and I blacked out. And I compare it to, I don't know if anyone's seen The Matrix. And in The Matrix, when they remove the plug from the people's back of the head while they're still in the Matrix, they just go and flop. And that was like my analogy for me. It was like I was in the Matrix and someone's just taken out my cord and I've just kind of been removed. And I was just lying there and partner was like, screaming, James, you're right, you're right. And I just, I came to and I thought I'd been out for like ages. And I think it was only a few seconds, but I hit my head like as I fell, like I fell to my knees first and then fell back. So the impact maybe wasn't the same as if you're falling from full height, but it was, there was still clearly something. And I was all a bit shaken and we were like, okay, let's just stop. And then I was kind of like, okay, I'm hungry. So we ended up going and I ate slowly and fine. And amazingly, we went to the entrance of the park because we thought probably not best to go on any more rides today. And I remember going back to the park entrance and being like, look, we only arrived like half an hour ago. This happened. Is there any chance of a refund? Because it was about 50 quid or something to them. And they, bless them, they were really nice. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. So that was fine. And then we went and spent the day just in the shade by the water. It was like really nice. And I just remember feeling quite low energy. And there are photos of me that I look a bit pale and just feeling like not great. And then we had dinner. And then I flew back that evening because, I just kind of thought, again, clearly something wasn't right, but maybe I'd just been a bit lightheaded. I just kind of maybe after getting off the ride, something. And then the following day, I landed, got home, and was like, fine. And I called the doctor in the morning because I just thought, just in case, and my partner said, look, why don't you call the doctor? Just, like I was feeling better, but I thought, okay, fine. And I remember calling my GP and they're really great. And they just go, talk to me what happened. So I said I was at the theme park and then fell because I hit my head. And she said, oh, okay, because you hit your head, just come in and see us. We just want to check to make sure that you're okay. And I remember, going in and it's just around the corner from me. So it's like 100 meters from my flat or whatever, go in and saw this doctor. And she, asked me and looked in my eyes and asked me to stand up and sitting down, took my blood pressure. And she said, look, your blood pressure is a bit different when you're standing and sitting down. And there's a bit of a thing. So our suggestion is just go to the hospital. We can refer you, go to the hospital now and get an ECG done, which is echocardiogram. And at the time, she just go, look, it's just a normal, I'm sure everything's fine. It's just a routine test. And yeah, go and do that. And then and some blood tests. And then we'll get those results and we can kind of talk about it at some stage, but that's fine. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out the British Heart Foundation, Cardiomyopathy UK, and Save 9 Lives. Feel free to comment on the video and subscribe.